Hello, and we're here for some more 2v2 Airmech on the map Simple. And on the blue team we have BogusAliens and JMC the Beast, and they are going up against the red team, which consists of ASDBN Marty and Bam Bam Man. Some quite complicated names there. But as we can see, we have on the blue team a bit of an over expenditure on the money makers there. They made 3 too many. So they're probably going to think about saving those up. They could recycle them, of course, by hovering over their main base while having them in their Airmech and holding space, I believe, to recycle those. And as the game starts, we'll go and have a look over on the red team, who are making a quick push to defeat the neutral mobs on their side of the central position, which is definitely on this map where most of the combat goes ahead, as on most of the maps there are multiple ways to attack the enemy base. You can attack from the left or the right, as there are multiple routes. But on this map it is literally straight, just one lane pretty much. You literally have to go down this central position. As we can see, the reds have managed to take their point there, and the blues have managed to take theirs as well, but they will still have those 2 money makers in use there. If they don't get the central position, they won't really be able to use those money makers on anything, so they might want to think about recycling them if they do even know how to do that, or they might try and get the enemy to destroy them. Or just as they have been doing there, they can use them to block the entrance to their outposts. Have a look over on the red side and see what they're doing. ASD is such a bad name for commentating. I'll just call him Marty. Marty is has managed to clean out his side, and the blues are trying to do the same by deploying their own T99, which should take out that grinder before it is destroyed by those other 2 support T99s. As we can see, the reds are probably going to take that if their two runners actually go in, but they decide to avoid going in, which could have won the point for the reds there, but they haven't due to some AI problems. That Seeker's not really going to do much. It does target ground Airmechs, of course, but it only does 50% of the normal damage that it does, which is 200, so it only does 100 damage to ground Airmechs. But as we can see, the reds have managed to take this position. Blues are going to be a bit persistent and try to take it back, and they do actually manage to take it back. But we do have 5 enemy red Longhorns positioned there, and as you can see, I think Marty is using possibly the Blaster Guardian to give him a bit more firepower against the enemy mechs in these early stages of the game. That's a very badly placed Seeker, as that will not target those Longhorns, and they will manage to take it out with relative ease. So the blues will want to think about taking out these Longhorns. That's probably a very bad position, Longhorn. I would have positioned it over here, because then it would have had the target sight on just those 2 Longhorns there, instead of having it positioned in the middle. But as we can see, the reds are making a bit of a push forward, and are actually deploying their Longhorns now. I'm wondering if the blues have... Yep, they have no defense pretty much. That is a pretty badly placed T99 turret. You'd want to place it over here, or maybe even blocking the walkway towards the main base. As we can see, these Longhorns are pushing forward, and the blues are actually deploying them, so they might be... the reds are deploying them, in fact. So they may even be pushing for an attack right now, a really early push on the blue base, which could distract the blues and possibly even wipe them out, because the blues might not be able to do anything about it, as their defences over here are very minimal. They would just have to get their own mechs there, and BogusAliens has been taken out, so he's going to have to spend a little bit of time in naughty seat. Now, as we can see, the red team's Longhorns moving up. There isn't really anything for the red Longhorns to actually target other than the blues' main base. As BogusAliens there says that his game closed on him, which may have led to his defeat. But as we can see, Longhorns are doing some serious damage to the blue team at the moment. We have one of the red team, Bam Bam Man, actually pushing to the side and doing some extra damage to the blue base while tangoing with the T99. He does get taken out by BogusAliens there. But as we can see, there is a second wave of red Longhorns coming in, which are ready to do some more damage on that base, which is still vastly undefended. See if the blues can push back from this. The reds don't want to overstretch the mark a bit too much here, because they can just keep on sending in their units and they will eventually get taken out when the blues decide to put up a defense. So this is a very, very early push against the enemy in a 2v2. You don't usually see a push like this happen, but as we can see, it's been very effective for the reds. They are doing some serious damage on the blues here, and they're doing some extra damage. And are they going to actually take them out here? Is it going to be game over? We see JMC to Beast wiping out, and oh my god! That is such a small amount of health, but we do have some extra longhorns coming in. Are the blues going to be able to hold this off? One of the reds could literally just drop in the back, hit it once. We'd literally just take one tracer missile, one of anything really, to dwindle that last bit of health from the blues. Are we going to see this end the game here? I don't think we are actually. I think we're going to see a desperate attempt by the blues to actually set up some sort of defense and hopefully fight back. This is a very short game. This is a very early rush. And if you want to learn how to do a rush tactic against the enemy, this is definitely how to do it. You've got to set up a nice backlog of longhorns. Keep them in the back, keep them stationary, and then once you have enough, when you have like 10, 15, send them in, because in this early stages of the game, the blues aren't going to have, well, not necessarily the blues, but the other side aren't necessarily going to have a very good defense. As we can see, we've got 4 longhorns here and a few more coming in the back. They are eventually going to get past this, and one of them, it only takes one to actually hit this base, and it will destroy it. As we can see, they are pushing through, and that is going to be game over. That is going to be game over. That is a prime example, that is a very good example of how to rush and destroy the enemy in under 7 minutes. As you can see there, 6 minutes 53, that's all it took.